The absolute mad lad did it. This dude really just gave a big old middle finger to just about every single Twitter fucktard on that stupid platform. Honestly, at this point, it makes me wonder if half the stuff he does are just really elaborate shit posts. What's shipping, guys? I'm Drip Thulu. And while I may not be a fanboy that inhales Elon's Musk, I must say, I've never fangasmed this much over something in a very long time. If for some reason you don't know what I'm talking about because you managed to stick your head up your own ass, Elon Musk has bought 9.2% of Twitter's shares. So while that may seem like a relatively small amount to the uncircumcised and uneducated, remember this. That 9.2% makes Elon the largest shareholder of the company, more than whole fucking major investing bank companies like Morgan Stanley and the Vanguard Group. By the way, the Vanguard Group holds $7 trillion in assets. So yeah, Musk is fucking nuts. So before I give my whole opinion on this, most of you probably only know that Elon bought Twitter but don't exactly know why. So now I'm gonna spread your butt cheeks wide and fill you with shit that is both pleasurable and educational, and I'll give you a quick summary of what happened and the probable causes of this. So first things first, Elon's always had this weird relationship with the media where he loves using it, but also kinda hates the mainstream douchebags, which, well, makes sense since they are a bunch of relentless cunts that like to try and shit on his dick any chance they get. This is especially true when it comes to social media platforms like Twitter, which is, well, Twitter. And it's not exactly known for letting free speech be an actual thing, because while I guess you could say whatever you want, you better prepare your sphincter for a shadow ban if you say the wrong thing. Anyway, Elon tweets out a poll that says free speech is essential to a functioning democracy. Do you believe Twitter rigorously adheres to this principle? In a follow-up tweet during the polling, he says the consequences of this poll will be important. Please vote carefully. And by the end, when the final results come out with over 2 million responses, 70.4% of people say no, Twitter does not adhere to free speech, which is an overwhelming majority. And honestly, who the fuck voted yes? Like, just putting my balls on the table for a moment, but a platform that shadow bans people for their opinions is not exactly a free speech platform. After the whole polling shit wrapped up, he tweets out, "Given that Twitter serves as a de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. What should be done?" And in the same thread, he asks, is a new platform needed? And funnily enough, whether or not to joke or not, Ryan Peterson replies, "Buy Twitter, Elon." And then the rest of the people are just saying, blah, 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 he should make a platform, blah, 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 private entity. No one really gives a fuck about what the rest are saying. 11 days later, after this whole bizarre exchange on Twitter, Elon Musk hits us with the historical message, "Oh hi lol," which was made right after he made his fucking huge purchase of Twitter shares. So why did he do this? Well, unless you have several extra chromosomes, you would know that it was because he believes that Twitter does not allow free speech on its platform. Because Twitter is the most popular platform for people to sort of gather and have conversations, and by conversations I mean bitch-smacking one another with their flaccid cocks and stiff clitties, it shouldn't be some sort of entity that limits people's speech. He takes it as a complete undermining of democracy and everything that it stands for, so he's basically like, fuck it. If you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. And he does exactly that. Now that he has the largest shares, he has gained himself a seat on the board of directors. From here, it's likely that he's gonna use his influence and power to try and reestablish free speech and shit like that on the platform. And that's not just a theory, he's already said that he'll be working to make improvements on Twitter in the coming months. While yes, he didn't directly say it was speech and shit, the fact still stands that everything leading up to this whole fiasco was that Twitter handles free speech fucking horribly. So this is most likely what he's hinting towards in terms of coming improvements. Before I get to my own take on this shit, I think it'd be good to let you know where Twitter stands on all of this. Well, it's pretty hard split. Most people who have at least double-digit IQ and only an extra pair of chromosomes are kind of pogging out to this. To them, Elon has done a job well done, and they can't wait to see where he's gonna take the platform. They're excited for new changes, and more importantly, a lot of them are petitioning to get people that were banned back on the platform. So that's shit like the Babylon Bee and love him or hate him, the ultimate Twitter shitposter, the fucking man, the myth, the legend himself, Donald J. fucking Trump. Now, the other huge portion that is bitching about all of this, what do they have to say? Well, it's basically what you'd expect. They're complaining that Elon Musk would dare use the money that he made for reasons that he wants and not for something like giving it to them or some random homeless dude off the street. Now, I'm not gonna go too in-depth about how I feel about this whole thing since I'll be saving that for another video, but this sort of shit is one of the things I hate the most. This fucking bullshit of rich man, use your money in the ways I want you to use and give to homeless, even though I have spare money to give to homeless too, but I'm not gonna do it, but you should because you earn more money than me. Like, shut the fuck up. These people do not have the right to tell anyone else to give all their money to charity. If they themselves don't give every extra dollar that isn't needed to live to charity. So for these people, after paying their mortgage, getting their food, paying off the interest on their loans or whatever, they should be giving the rest of it to the local homeless shelter. Otherwise, they all need to shut the fuck up. The same people that complain about this sort of shit are the same kind of losers that buy designer clothes and expensive meals. Yeah, sure, they need clothes, but do they need to buy Gucci? Do they have to buy Louis Vuitton? As far as I'm concerned, the great value shirts in Walmart do the exact same job. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot these idiots only like giving away money when it's not their own. Only when it's not theirs and they can still waste their money on whatever the fuck, it's okay to give to charity. These morons need to just disappear off the planet already. Now that I've gone through all of that stuff, let's get to where I stand on all of this. What do I think about this whole spicy affair? Well, I mentioned at the start of the video, I completely support Elon in his choice for this. Let's be honest, if you watch any of my videos, you already know that I despise Twitter. I'm not hiding it at all. I literally shit on the damn platform almost every other video. There's probably no one on YouTube that hates Twitter more than me. Like, it's just a circle jerk of a bunch of people that fucking breathe in their own farts. My reasons are, and not limited to, the fact that civil dialogues don't exist, common human decency is a rarity that gets stomped into the ground, and well, no matter where you go, no matter how fucking niche it is, whether it's art or video games, somehow politics gets dragged into it. That, and it's the preferred breeding grounds of canceling cunts. So fuck that place. Honestly, Twitter is a filthy cesspool that has damn near no freedom of speech. As long as what you say is socially acceptable, no matter how fucked up it could be, like the phrase kill all men, it's all good and Gucci. In fact, it's encouraged. But God forbid you say the R word that starts with re and ends in tard, which somehow is enough to get your ass mass reported and tons of death threats. I kinda wanna say the word, but I don't know if I'll get in trouble if I say it. I don't understand how people can get banned for saying simple shit, but then straight up pedophiles who wanna go full Michael Jackson and pump little kitties with creamy logic are completely okay. I feel like there's a small mistake in priorities here. Freedom of speech is meant to protect both popular opinions and opinions that only one person in the whole world holds, even if everyone else hates it. It's to protect speech even if it doesn't agree with you. Actually, especially if it doesn't agree with you. If someone said that their favorite pastime is to drop newborn babies down several flights of stairs, or that they love to practice their new boxing moves on pregnant women, while yes, it is very funny, it is also stupidly dark and will probably piss people off. However, that person must be allowed to shitpost this kind of verbal diarrhea. So I do genuinely think that if Musk does what it looks like he'll do, it'll be amazing. And while it may not lose its degenerate base of fucking losers, it will at least be a lot more tolerable place with different opinions and thoughts. Shit, even I might use a platform for something other than getting material and ideas for a video. You know, even I, Thulu, might stick my slimy tentacles into that tar pit and see what's up. To be honest, at this point, Elon Musk has evolved to a big dick Giga Chad. While the fanboys might say that he's always been a force that makes nature choke on his robotic cock, to me he is more of just a decently down-to-earth dude that was also a living meme. But now he's like a legitimately huge, bald, hairy, assholed alpha that isn't afraid to just throw his money at whatever the fuck he feels like, especially if he can bring a positive change to the world. And yes, while it may seem kind of over-exaggerated to say that fixing Twitter is a good change to the whole damn world, I mean it. Twitter is, after all, one of the most used social media platforms in the whole fucking world. So any big changes there are by definition world-changing. Anyway, that's my piece about all of this. I truly hope Musk is able to make Twitter a not as shit place in the future. I have a question for you guys that for some reason have made it to the end of the video. What is your favorite kind of music and who's your favorite artist? For me, I'm a degenerate that mainly listens to Japanese and Korean music, mainly in the realm of pop, rock, rap, and chill stuff. I have to say that the two of the top ones for me right now are Yuri and Takayan, and I highly recommend you go listen to them. In fact, on screen I listed some songs that I think you should definitely go check out. If you had a good time listening to my bullshit, please do leave a like and subscribe. It would seriously help me if you could do that, and it's really encouraging to know that people enjoy my content. See you all later. Have a decent day. Ja.